Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show that people believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to WUB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show that people believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WUB Morning Vibes for today, Monday, the 8th of September 2025. Wherever you are, we hope that your Monday morning, your week is about to pop off, lift off beautifully. And you will have an amazing start to your week. And of course, We love you starting right here with us. Zinc Fence, the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. I'm Mose Hyde hosting today as we welcome every listener, everybody viewing us on Listening Creme Radio, viewing us on XTV. To those who are getting us via our apps or social media streams, simulcast coverage, a warm welcome to you as well. We hope that your health is excellent, your energy is high, vibration is positive. You got some space in your morning. You got space for us, space for you to join us. That's ultimately what we want to achieve. Get a little piece of your time and get you to say something with us online, on air. That would be great. But before we get there, of course, for this Monday morning, we've got our package of preliminary stuff to give you. We've got a morning news package from our news team. But first, we find out what kind of weather we can expect today. And we turn to the National Meteorological Service to tell us about the weather for today. Belize, get ready. We've got forecaster Francisco Wellington from the National Met Service to line us up.
Conditions will support cloudy spells today and tonight. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will develop around the country, increasing tonight. In the outlook, some showers and a few thunderstorms will affect the country Tuesday morning, then will decrease and affect mainly southern areas Tuesday night. Winds today will blow from the east and southeast at 5 to 15 knots and seas will be light chop. High tides will occur at 10:17 this morning and 10:31 tonight. Low tides follow at 4:10 this evening and 4:55 tomorrow morning. Temperatures this afternoon will peak at 83 Fahrenheit up in the Maya Mountains, 89 along the coast and 95 inland. The moon will set at 6:24 this morning and sunset is at 6 o'clock this evening. In the sargassum forecast, satellite and surface observations continue to show large amounts of sargassum over our area. As a result, coastal destinations will continue to be impacted during the next few days. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours over the North Atlantic basin. And that's the latest from the Belize Weather Bureau. Do have a pleasant day.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
And now making news this morning. It was a tragic weekend for a family in the south as reports from Bella Vista, Toledo emerged that a father and son from the village drowned in San Juan Caupen, Stanquick, on Saturday afternoon. According to reports, around 4 p.m., the son entered the nearby river but began struggling and went onto water and didn't resurface. His father then went to rescue him, but he also failed to resurface. Their bodies were later recovered from the river around 7:30 that same night. Tragedy struck a young family in Bella Vista, Toledo, when two men reportedly broke into their home and fired several shots at them, resulting in the death of a man while his common-law wife was left in critical condition after being shot multiple times. The man has been identified as Narjin Saron, and the woman who was shielding the couple's one-year-old baby has been identified as Nikki Logan. According to reports, the incident occurred sometime around 3 early Saturday morning while the family was sleeping. Slogan was transported to the Southern Regional Hospital in Danguiga, Stanquick for treatment. We understand that the baby was unharmed. Police are investigating. Reports coming out of the Keys are that a security guard was shot during an armed robbery at a public supermarket in Coconut Drive in San Pedro and Burgess Key sometime before 8 Friday night. The security guard has been identified as 57-year-old Nelson Young. He was transported to the Dr. Otto Rodriguez Polyclinic for treatment and later airlifted to Belize City for surgery. According to the store's manager, 3 masked men wearing dark clothing entered the store with one of them holding a firearm. The men demanded money, then fired a single shot at Young, who received injuries to his feet. The men then escaped without stealing anything. We understand that 2 minors were detained by police for questioning following the incident. Reports from the west are that a San Ignacio Santa Elena Town Council employee was shot while on duty Friday morning 20-year-old Dominique Bobato was chopping grass in Santa Cruz area of Santa Elena, Cayo, along with other employees when a man confronted the group. Shortly after, several shots were fired at them from behind a zinc fence. Bobato was injured while another employee was grazed by a bullet. According to reports, Bobato was warned beforehand not to be in the area. Police are investigating the incident. 2 individuals were reported to have been injured in a road traffic accident on Sunday morning near mile 68 on the George Price Highway heading to Benqueville del Carmen in Cayo. Reports are that a man and woman were traveling on a motorcycle when a vehicle collided with them head-on. They were both flung off the motorcycle and ended in a ditch. Reports are that the driver of the vehicle did not stop to render aid. Both victims were then taken to the San Ignacio Community Hospital for treatment. Police are investigating. That ends our morning news package here inside WUB, WUB's Morning Vibes. We take ourselves a break, we come back, we open up for conversation. We'll be right back.
Informative, accurate, current information. Krem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank. Building the future together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
right, welcome back. This is WB Wakeability's Morning Vibes, 13 minutes away from 7 o'clock. And we are now open for conversation on this 8th September morning. Mose Hyde hosting. Warm welcome to everybody that's listening and watching online, getting us via simulcast coverage. We've completed the early package. Now we want to hear from you. To do that, all you need to do is to call. Feel welcome. Speak on any matter that concerns you. The number to call is 280-5848. That's how it works. Just link, call, you're on, and we get to hear from you on this Monday morning. We're in the thick of September celebrations, and we're not about to have a discussion about, how you celebrate and what you do to celebrate, and if you celebrate and all of that. We know that. Love it, hate it, doesn't matter to you. The carnival remains a spectacle that happened over the weekend, of course. Most stuff going to happen. We're counting down now to celebrating St. George's Key Day. That's coming up on, of course, the 10th of September. And then after that, we head off into celebrating the nation's 44th birthday. It's our September celebrations. It's good, it's bad, and it's in between. It's ours. So again, respect. We hope that you managed to get some rest. You okay? I imagine you're still recovering if you were a reveler in the 2025 carnival. It's it's a thing, right? You got to recover. Hope you're doing well and ready to get back to some kind of work. It's kind of always bumpy with midweek holidays, so you have to try to get into work mode for the next 2 days, and then you get to break off for the 10th, and somehow you have to recover from that and get back for the Thursday and Friday. But I'm sure that you're going to appreciate nonetheless the opportunity to relax a bit. This is WB, Wakeability's Morning Vibes, and if we have not said it, happy September celebrations to everybody here, abroad, close, those far away. We know how difficult it is to be away from home when it's September. Big up yourself, Dominic. Dominic, they're way over yonder there. And that's always a challenging thing when you're a Belizean and you have to, because of either work or studies, or because you've migrated somewhere else. September is still September, right? Again, let me just repeat the telephone number. It's 280-5848. I'm struggling this morning. Let me just tell you right out the gate. I'm struggling this morning with something. I guess it's a flu or something's going around. You know how you go, and you get your amount. I think I don't get my amount. I get one second serving, it seems. So I am on the slower side this morning. It's not because I have indulged heavily why I seem a little bit fatigued. I wish that was the reason, but it's not. The reason is because I have some bug or the other, and a bit under the weather. But as they say, the show must go on, and we are still strong enough to come here and take a seat and engage with you and participate in the conversation called the WB, Wakeability's Morning Vibes. So last week, sometimes it's, I don't know if it's for the best or for the worst, but it seems like a lot of things always break after Wednesday morning. As you know, I host Monday to Wednesday, and so I'm off on Thursday and Friday. And last week you had this explosive video that was released by Channel 7, and the big man over there, Jules Vasquez, and that, of course, I know that many of you have seen, or if not seen, you've heard about the video, and you know what I'm talking about. This video that shows the kidnapping and beating up of Ryan Budna. It's been in the news for a while now. whole situation with Mr. Budner. And so last week, this sensational achievement by Jules Vasquez and his team at Channel 7 to actually get the footage. And that footage has now forced obvious responses, because now, at the very least, a good portion of the public are now concerned about, well, what happened here. And so now your high officials, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Police, I don't believe the Commissioner of Police has gone on camera, but all in all, we're told that some investigation report is going to be given, and we assume that it has now been given. The Prime Minister had wanted the report in 24 hours, and so we get all these responses now as a result of this video being released. It's obvious, but it needs to be said. It's a very outstanding piece of effort to get and put this video out. So I actually messaged Jules Vasquez to say, "Yo, I don't know, you've achieved the impossible." He says, "Well, no, it's not the impossible, but this video has really shaken up, and it has provoked again the appearance of something being done." The subsequent to that video being put out, the Jules Vasquez had asked, if the other media would join in demanding for the release of all the surveillance videos in the available area to be put out to the public. And so a couple of the media partners, including XTV, I did it on behalf of XTV, and I believe that Louis Wade from Plus TV signed off on it. And so a letter was sent to the Prime Minister's office making this request. Now, we have to go back and look at what has happened here and why this has become necessary. So, when this all happened, my position at the time was, obviously this is something very serious that has taken place, has nothing to do with being interested in trying to, you would say, pretty up the reputation of Mr. Budner, or trying to save Mr. Budner from prison. This is all about the process. And so, like anybody, we wanted this matter to be thoroughly investigated, but I spoke on the record here on the show saying we would be fools to think that an investigation is going to be done. We would be told an investigation is being done, but that's the end of it. That was my position, that was my view. Then we don't hear anything. If it were not for that video being secured by Jules Vasquez on Channel 7, this matter would have become just another one of those situations where we have all types of suspicions, we have all types of feelings about it, but we can't do anything about it. How can you force an investigation, or how can you force the thoroughness of an investigation? And that is a part of the problem that we have. That is fundamentally the problem that we have. Why this situation is now where it's at. Because there was no sense of any urgency, any sense of, well, we are going to do a thorough job. And then we had, of course, the Commissioner of Police's press conference, which didn't help the situation any at all. And so, you know, people have said, I've seen some comments, and people who are lawyers, actually, who are trained in law, and they have made the point, you know, they don't see the purpose of demanding the surveillance footage from the adjacent buildings and offices, those in the proximity of where this kidnapping took place. They don't, that is now should be the work of the investigation, so that they are able to have a case that they can take to court. But what my esteemed attorney folks who are pointing out something that really I don't know that you need a law degree to point out, about trying to protect the integrity of a case. Like, fundamentally, I believe we understand that. The problem is that this is not a situation where this is some normal circumstance. And again, if the video was not secured by the media house and put out to the public, do you believe that anything would have happened? Right? This is the problem. This is the problem that we have. Nothing would have happened. Nothing was happening. And so, while I perfectly understand the point that, you know, we are not the investigators, and we should not be the investigators, in this case, the matter of the investigation would not have had any life if it were not for the efforts of getting the video and putting out to the public by Channel 7. It would have died, like so many things have died. And so what you're looking at is a situation where, how do you go about making sure that this whole process is somehow put out to light? I'm interested to know, are we still going to believe, after what we've experienced, that this situation is now going to become a normal investigation where no stone will be left unturned, and there will be a completely energized, unbiased look into what has happened? Like, that is extremely naive under normal circumstances, but based on what has already transpired, that's incredibly naive. And naive to the point of being illogical. Like, this is our worst moment, because we don't have the structures or the agencies that are able to have any level of separation, so that enforcement or the political directorate can be examined. It does not exist. This is exactly where we are weakest. Like, so the Commissioner of Police is absolutely right when he says, you know, that he says we have to work back on the public trust. It's like, that is, the trust died long time. It's like, trust died. There was a funeral for trust. They buried trust a long time ago. And the problem with that is that now we have this situation where we don't have any structure, we don't have any agency created, we have very few institutions, and let's be honest, we have very few individuals that you could put out to the public and they would have confidence and they would have trust. Like, it's an incredibly short list. So we are this is what this is exposing, that there is, that again, trust died, and they don't have to wake the funeral. That don't happen long time. And when that happens, then there are two things that result from that. We are unable to say that somebody is involved, but we're also unable to say that somebody is not involved. And so to the elected officials, to the heads of the police department, this is the problem that you're faced with. Because if you, for your own self, come forward and produce an investigation and says, well, we were not involved, what kind of legitimacy that would have? What kind of credibility would that have? So you are unable to say for yourself that you were not involved after you investigated yourself. You are not able to do that. So we don't know that any high official was involved with what happened with Mr. Budna. We don't know that any of them even knew. The problem is that we also don't know that they were not involved. We also don't know if they knew. And there is no credible mechanism presently. We are asking for an independent investigation. Try to figure out what an independent investigation looks like. Like, what would it consist of? Who would it be? Like, it exposes the fact that there's an absence of credibility and an absence of trust and the absence of any feeling that there's any system, any individuals, group that have the integrity to look at this matter and to say, listen, we are going to investigate this matter, and the public would have a level of confidence in that. So that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem if you are in charge, even if you don't recognize it's a huge problem. You never cared to fix it. You never cared to create the kind of redundancy and the kind of structures that you could create accountability for those who are in the business of trying to create accountability for wrong action. You never cared about that. You never cared about creating a system where everybody falls under being able to be held accountable, from the Prime Minister down. You never, it's a comfortable place to have a system where you can exist outside of enforcement and accountability. So no, you never pursued creating or designing a system where you can actually see somebody could demand right now. Like when we are saying independent investigation, that's a generic term. Like, we want, obviously, an investigation to be independent. That's a very generic term. Absolutely every investigation is supposed to be independent of the people who are involved. Every single investigation is supposed to be independent. What we're really asking for now is something that we have to make, because at no point in time did we create a mechanism or a process when it is you have the kind of power that is being suspected. Remember, suspected, we don't know, but they have not behaved consistent. They have not shown that they are all hands on deck with this matter. That is what has created a level of, okay, what's going on with you? The things you've said before the video come out, the way you were playing it off, the way it was like business as usual, until the video dropped. Now the video has dropped, and how you behaved in between the incident and the video dropping now becomes a part of how people are evaluating, well, and so naturally you are going to come under suspicion. Now, suspicion and conviction are two different things. We're not in the business of conviction. We can't convict anybody. But where do we turn to create a scenario where we are able to have an operation, an investigation take place that we know is going to be built on integrity and we can trust it? I feel like if we could do a scientific poll and find out how the people feel about whether a level of trust in one lot of established position of authorities, like it would be dismal. It's my view, it's an opinion, but generally the public is very skeptical and don't trust that we have the level of, we could depend, that people have, these institutions and individuals have integrity. We feel the whole system is compromised. Everybody is compromised. So that's where we find ourselves. And so anybody that tries to minimize or tries to dismiss or feel that asking for the release of videos is some kind of self-interest act. It's like, it is a self-interest act, not a self-interest act for an individual media house or for individual journalists. It's a self-interest act in any citizen believes, saying, you don't have to just bust this wide open, because where do you get? It's like, you guys, if you were running an investigation, you guys should have had all those videos, and you all should have been, from the time you have all those videos with this, you all had every opportunity to already be able to have come to the public and say, we have enough video footage, we are going to find these individuals will be held accountable. You didn't do that. You had all the video information to see. You have the video surveillance information. You could be tracking the movement of vehicles. You could have done so many things in the time that you had. You never have the time to do it, you are not interested to do it, or you are not inclined to do it, you never want to do it, but you had enough time. Because if the media house, if Jules could have gotten his hands on a video to show what was happening and show it to the public, then you have that video, and you definitely have many other videos. And you've had those videos, and at no point you've come to the public to say, oh, well, we feel like we have this and we have that, and this information is going to go and happen. That is the approach that has created even an elevated sense of suspicion on you. So it has nothing to do with trying to get hands on videos for sensational reporting. Not interested. That's the least right now. It's that we look at a situation that has happened, And we are worried about the depth of this assault. We are worried about how it happened. We are worried about, we don't know the extent. And we cannot exist in a society where we do not know the extent. But how do we get confidently to that position where we have a sense of how deep this was, how wide this was, what the expanse is? How do we reach there when the system isn't designed for that any at all? We lead the league in our ability to put things under the rug. We know how to put things to bed. Anytime there is a controversy, one thing I can tell you that our authorities have mastered, we know how to put a thing to bed. Good night. The problem with that is that you then create a society where, yes, we can never hold you accountable, but you can never claim innocence. You can never prove innocence. It's a two-edged sword. You can never be found accountable for any bad action, but you cannot be exonerated from any possibility of bad actions. The system does not exist. So yes, you are okay with just accepting, well, who wants to suspect you could just suspect you, and you're okay with that. That's a lesser problem to have than being held accountable in the event that you do a bad action. It's fair. But then you are unable to come to the public and say, my hands are clean, because we cannot do that for ourselves. You've never cared to build a system that is able to create those layers of accountability. So this is the corner that we find ourselves in on this Monday morning. Like, this has gone way past now the conversation about whether or not Mr. Budna is a pedophile and unworthy, should be in a jail anyhow. Obviously, he should be in a jail. He committed crimes in Guatemala that he had not served for those crimes, and they got a hand on him. So there is nothing. You would say the Guatemalans are not doing anything unfair to Mr. Budna. He has crimes over there, and he has to face them. That's neither here nor there for us. The fact of the matter is that he was on our sovereign soil, and he didn't voluntarily go over there, and he was not asked for, and it was an act of complying and being good neighbors and working it out nation to nation why he ended up there. That did not happen. We're not having a conversation about where Mr. Budna should be. Should he be in a jail based on the fact that they convicted him of crimes in Guatemala? Yes, he should be in jail. But he was not. He was here. And he was given there. And the tape, the video provided demonstrates that it was an organized and a very brutal process of getting him over there. And anybody who wants to continue having a conversation about whether people are lovers and defenders of pedophilia, that's mute. Like, no. And don't say to me, well, the situation that exists is that, well, don't give me the line about, well, happened to anybody else because none of Wales have that track record. And let me say something here. When I looked at the video, and I had this thought even before I saw the video, that at the end of the day, whoever were the conspirators, the option that they used was the option that it was the voice of reason in that group of conspirators that decided this is how we are going to deal with the Budna problem. Because, let us be honest, if Budna was not wanted by Guatemala, if that was not an option, the outcome of that assault would have been different. The people who were involved with that assault are people who see violence as a way of dealing with a problem. Whoever were involved, I don't know who were involved, but this is what each Belizean must process. Everybody that was involved ascribed to a worldview that violence is something that has to be used. And you would say, well, yes, we all believe that violence should be used on pedophiles. Problem is you are absolutely wrong to think that the individuals that you saw on that video were doing what they were doing because they were anti-pedophile. Again, I have not interviewed them. They have not on the record. They have not said what their motives are. But this is opinion now. They were not doing what they were doing because they were disgusted by the reputation of Mr. Budna. So that is why this matter cannot be put to rest, which we are so good at, putting these things to bed. Too often. Shh. No cry. Sleep, baby, sleep. Good at that. We have such an incredible record of excellence in making the biggest, largest uproar and taking it right down. It's like we have the Midas touch for sleep. Just put that matter there to rest. Great at lullabies, that bedtime lullabies, hush baby hush. Yes, it's just a pedophile. There where he belong. He did at jail. Okay, good. Let's move on now. We're good. The fact remains, though, is that Mr. Budna is in a jail cell. But we are sharing society right now as we speak with individuals who we don't know how many. We don't know if they're only who they're on the tape or the people involved were organized and planned who were not there on the ground doing the physical work. We don't know. But whoever knew, there was a group of individuals, we don't know how many, who we are now sharing the society with, who felt this is how we do business. So Budna is in a jail. You anti-pedophiles, which is, I think, most of us, he's where he belongs. But we have a responsibility to find out who organized an act of violence. Act of violence. I'm saying to you, they chose the option of, you would I say, the nice option. They chose what they viewed as, okay, make we be reasonable, make we just give on to Guatemala. These are individuals who are capable of much more. That is why there is a signature from XTV on a document saying, government of Belize, open up your surveillance footage. It is not seeking attention. It is not seeking sensationalism. It is not seeking videos for the purpose of becoming viral and creating viral excitement. It is understanding that if you do not act in an aggressive manner, what happens here is that even now, after the release of that video, incredible accomplishment to have gotten somebody to even share that video in the first place. I don't know I don't know how Jules Sweet Talk, whoever it was who had that video, but respect, brother. The fact of the matter is that there is still room for this matter to be shh, baby. Quiet, man. Take time. And so it is to avoid that. We're hearing about an independent investigation. You all tell me, tell me exactly where the independent investigation is going to come from when we have never cared or bothered to figure out how that will happen. Now we need one. We just make a choke some of the whole faithfuls like, oh, maybe a Senate inquiry. Oh, we got a commissioner inquiry. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Who investigates when there is legitimate reason to be worried that the state at some level decided to get rid of one of its own? Who does that? I don't know. That the public will trust? You all are the public. Which agency do you trust? Which one of the options that they have thrown away you fancy? Senate inquiry? You fancy that? Oh, that's been useful. Commission of inquiry. How about that? Who do you turn to? The office of the ombudsman? That's a 9 to 5. That was supposed to be a tool to be on our side. That's a 9 to 5. Serves the authority. No disrespect to the person there, but that's the way it has turned out. Where do we go to? Who? You can't come to me, obviously. I can't be a part of no investigation. Who you put? Who do you have? What do we have? So when we seek to have the videos just turn out, it's to say, not try lock this in. Not try lock this in. We live in a time now where, for better or worse, we have far more surveillance cameras, and they have, wow, it's like, it's different. It's a different world now. Different reality with the cameras, right? We have seen horrible things, unfortunately, on these cameras, but they have been truth tellers. And they've made it difficult. It made it difficult. Things that would have gone as mysteries 20 years ago. Like, without surveillance cameras, do we have a police officer charged with the triple homicide on Christmas Eve a couple of years ago? Surveillance cameras, game changer. Harder now to do things. Harder now to do things because surveillance cameras, they're part of our team. Truth tellers, right? As ugly as it is, unpleasant as it is, disgusting, repulsive, stomach turning sometimes, you see some awful things, hard to see. And so the question is to the public, who do those videos, whose interests should they serve? Should they serve those who are within the radius of the inquiry, of the suspicion? And that's it. That's how it goes. It's a rough thing to be under the cloud of suspicion. if you're a minister, if you're a commissioner, if you're a prime minister, it's a rough thing to be under the cloud of suspicion. The problem with that is that the cloud of suspicion when you're innocent is so unfair, but you can't get rid of it because you've not bothered to create anything that can assure the public in a way that they can confidently believe that this matter has been looked at. So the way the systems work in other places is that you have you bring pressure on the low-hanging fruits, the individuals who you saw in that video. Track them, hold them, okay. If they were just a rogue element, a vigilante element, that were just, they're just many take one, eat, drink and decide, we don't like this leave here, make we just deal with them. Well, that's the not pleasant, but that would be the best case scenario here. That would be the best case scenario. But we don't know if that is the true scenario. And so we cry out for an independent investigation. Almost like they ask for something if you come down from the sky. I'm not saying that there are not ways to create an independent investigation. No. It has to be worked out. We should have had systems in place. We should have had agencies that can operate outside of the law enforcement and outside of the political directorate that can look at these things. It is what a responsible society does. It tries to create these redundancy lines so that other elements can be held accountable. So yeah, we have to work it out. We have to demand it. But I say surveillance footage at this point in time, if I had any level of confidence that the authorities would be thorough, impartial, committed, I would not feel the need to sign any letter asking for matters to be released. I signed that letter because I don't have such confidence. In fact, I have zero confidence because our track record says this is not how we do business in Belize. We are masters at patting the baby, the baby, put on to bed. It's 7:30. We will ship into 2 Cents Calm, sponsored by 4 Point Security. Then we take our first break of the morning.
You're watching WUB and this is XTV, and we're just going around finding out how some of the students feel about the rules with the hairstyle. And we box on students and just tell me how they feel. Alright? We're going to find out the 2 cents. How you feel like you have to cut your hair for school?
I feel no because yes, you have to learn a thing in school. Not on the parachute. I think so you have to cut the hair, listen to the principal, say what I say.
Don't say. How you feel like when you have to get ready for cut your hair for school?
So now I have to cut my hair because my hair I don't know.
Oh, so you keep your hair fresh?
Yeah.
Alright. So tell me how you guys feel like about the rules when they have for different type of hairstyle for kind of school. How do you guys feel about it?
Well, we like it because like the rules not so bad now, but yeah, it's perfect. It's just good.
So you don't cut your hair long?
Nah.
Alright. How you are natural?
You get kind of strict now, though. You get kind of strict because you can put the germs in your hair and now you can't do that. No, we like it.
But what about you?
It bother me, yes. It bother me, sir.
You too?
Not really.
Alright.
It's September celebration time, and time again to paint up the place and more with the help of Brothers Habet and Habet. Enjoy incredible discounts on our wide selection of vibrant colors from the brands you know and love, like 15% off Berger, Penta, and domestic paints, 25% off Berger, Penta, and domestic select shelf and discontinued colors, and up to 50% off clearance paints, and lots more on clearance. We have more savings on favorites like Rhodoplast vats and products, Eureka vats, Hansgrohe faucets and shower valves, all things Moen, mirrors, sunlight windows and doors, Piso Forte tiles, and track batteries. Come in, call or WhatsApp us today for these great deals. Celebrate this September with color and pride. Brothers Habet and Habet wishes you all a happy and safe September celebrations.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria, con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente. Ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The biggest business event of the year is back and better than ever. The Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. Mark your calendars and join us on September 13th and 14th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. Don't miss your chance to explore hundreds of local businesses showcasing the very best in local products and services. From unbeatable deals and mouth-watering food and drinks to live entertainment that'll keep you moving. The Expo Belize Marketplace has it all. Whether you're shopping, discovering what's new on the market, or just enjoying the vibes, there's definitely something for everyone. So come on out and celebrate 29 years of Belizean innovation at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. See you there. Expo sponsors include Bowen & Bowen, Smart Belize, Maurice Sharp's Fine Foods Limited, Quality Poultry Products, DigiWallet, Grace Kennedy Belize Limited, Cellular World Belize, the European Union, Diversified Life Solutions, the Belize Tourism Board, Tenchtronics, Woodstock, Belize Soca and Culture Fest, Love FM, Love Television, Creme Radio, XTV, Hot Off the Press, Hits 100 Oye FM, Belize Entrepreneur Spotlight, and the BCCI's Western Union.
Welcome to Design Depot, where you'll find premium quality products from trusted brands, all in one place. Visit us today for quality products, expert service, and the brands you trust. Design Depot, all in one place.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit.
The biggest business event of the year is back and better than ever. The Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. Mark your calendars and join us on September 13th and 14th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. Don't miss your chance to explore hundreds of local businesses showcasing the very best in local products and services. From unbeatable deals and mouth-watering food and drinks to live entertainment that'll keep you moving. The Expo Belize Marketplace has it all. Whether you're shopping, discovering what's new on the market, or just enjoying the vibes, there's definitely something for everyone. So come on out and celebrate 29 years of Belizean innovation at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. See you there.
Welcome back to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning, the 8th of September 2025. Again, let me repeat, the telephone number is 280-5848. We don't love speaking, preaching, sermon giving. We love reasoning and conversation. That's what the WUB is. So remember, call, and you are not in any way obligated. You don't have to talk about what we talk about. Talk about your own thing. It's a WB. But talk. That's all that matters. Talk right here inside Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Monday morning, start of the new week. We just spoke a bit about the situation, of course, that is ongoing with the Budna quote-unquote investigation. Quote-unquote investigation. We turned as well, last week I spent some time inside the WUB at the risk of being killing the fest. $125 million MCC grant fest. I said, listen, I get it. $125 million is US. We could call it in Belize, 250 million. So as my artist here, I would call it George and Philip. 250 mil, George and Philip. And it's like, I said, listen, the United States right now, they do business very stiff, right? That's their prerogative. So that's the empire. Small countries like Belize have to know how the wind the blow, adjust their sails. And I generally, like some others, very concerned about, as we celebrate 44 years of independence this year, this in a couple of days, a major part of our economic game plan is to see who we could shake down. Sorry, I don't like get described like that, you know, want nicer economic terms and make it sound more pleasant. But a duck by any other name is still one duck. Now shake down. And so we shake down this one and we shake down that one, give a little soft thing for this one, give a little grant for this one, give a little loan for this one, give a little hands out giveaway. We play the game. It's a part of our economic game plan. No matter who we got the bill upon, it is still a major part of the game plan. And so we get the 125 US or 250 George and Philip, talking about millions here. Then whenever may I get it, well actually we were threatened, no, I get it, even before we had the election of Mr. Trump. They had some issues with how we were dealing with one of their companies, multinational ASR, but to please, to take back the thing. And they say, okay, we're going to give you back on the thing, counting the behave on itself now, and then you know who comes into Washington, Mr. Trump, and he says, oh, everything done, stop, turn off all pipes, don't give you nothing till we talk. And then we were told a couple of weeks ago that, hey, things looking better for this $125 million US. We give everything, boy, we want a thing. And so last week, I said, I get it. I know they had to try, like, be like, what I say, like, they hate pan nobody money. You know, I just to say, Washington right now, not give you nothing. Well, Washington never give anything, period, where they don't expect certain. There's no free meal, right? But this version of Washington now, where you better watch what your leaders they do every moment, because then it bargain stiff. So they say, okay, we get back with 125. Then now last week, we are told that one of the things where the man they say, you know 125, but we not so interested in want to say we want to spend this 125 pound. We essentially have to tell you we want this 125 spend pound. Again, when a man give you for them money, you have to humble yourself, right? So one of the things we are told by Prime Minister Bisenio last week is that the man said, this morning I have to go into fossil fuel. Well, remember now, Belize has crafted for itself one nicely reputation. There are some who said, ask my brother Will me here from down south. He want to tell you that we sell and dream out the road. We sell and dream out the foreign. We go to these conferences and we project ourselves as one defender of climate change, defender and voice of managing resources, green solutions, eco. We put that image out there, and we put the blue bond, and we've gone through a phase where with the darlings out there. We are a small country, but we get it. We get climate change. We get climate change because we don't face the wrath of climate change. For we sugar industry get beat up by the disease that has struck there, and the high suspicion that is climate change escalated. We have the situation where now we got sargassum from Rio Hondo to Sassoon along with coast, with mangrove, with blue hole, with beautiful islands, They're smothered with coastline communities under pressure of rotting sargassum, and you know it. Climate change again, not to play with it. Coastal erosion. We spent last week, Wednesday morning, with my good brother from down south, Action Champion, Ewart Carbot, describing photo evidence of the kind of impact of coastline erosion, and reality is that's our climate change nightmare that we are facing. And so we celebrated Climate Week. We got Climate Week, fancy event up at, I think it Caribbean Motors showroom, and yeah, we beat with chest and be conscious. We celebrate, yes, climate change. The Americans then say we are not climate change darlings, but we got 125 on we really want. But this no we can't put nothing green near this. You can take the call. Krem, good morning. Krem, good morning. Good morning. Is my hello? All right. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mose.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm hearing.
Yes, good morning, Mose. Mose, listen, this thing this Abrego, this criminal out of the United States, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you know, the Belizean government, for a little bit of change and some influence, I guess, they look for how Belize become a safe haven, or a safe haven, but a third country for the incarceration of international criminals. In exchange for this NCI or MCC grant money. Look at the irony of this thing, Mose. You, as the government of Belize, they entertain the notion of having dangerous criminals be housed in this country, not appreciating that when you bring them people over here, you might be also inviting terrorist activities on our soil that we are ill prepared for. Now, Mose, the irony about it is this. Now, you are bringing one dangerous criminal here or dangerous criminals here, but you couldn't deal with Brian Budna in a legal way, who is a Belizean citizen. You just are picking up abducting and pushing across the border. But now you accept one El Salvadorian murderer, rapist, terrorist, one terrorist from some part of the Middle East, Yemen or wherever, and we don't know how many the Americans that want to dump far away. But the Belizean public is supposed to just sit down and take it, because our elected officials have now gone ahead and made this decision for us. No consultation with the Belizean public about whether or not we would like this or this as an idea and something we would want to entertain. It's just a ram it down the throat.
Hello?
Then you are talking about 13th Amendment. Yeah, Mose.
Yeah. I think even if the individuals are not high-risk individuals, because we know that the process of sending these individuals to all different type of countries, that it's that really what the Americans are doing is it's a scare. It's a whole movement of creating fear. And so we have multiple countries, some of our African countries who are participating in this process. And some of these people, a lot of these people that are being relocated are immigration offenders. I think the recent, I think they want to send the one that they had erroneously sent to El Salvador, forgot the brother's name, they want to send him to Uganda. That's an immigration offense. And what the countries of the South, what these developing countries are doing is that we are selling out each other. So there is the part that you have mentioned, if there's a high risk individual, violence or whatever that in background, that's a very serious matter. If there's one such individual that comes, that's one too many. But even if they say to us that it's a group of immigration offenders, where you are essentially participating in a process where they are sending individuals to countries where they have no connection to. When our people are being sent back home, we don't have a choice. Those are our people. But even for them who are from here, they struggle to be assimilated. Some of them have been away for a long time. Their entire families are abroad. They have no connection here. We know that this is happening, and so they end up being completely displaced. And a person who is completely displaced, human nature being what it is somebody that it has to act with a level of desperation. So even if they say that they are negotiating meticulously, and that's not the word they use, but that's the energy of it, that we have back and forth, we fine-tune this thing because we want to make sure that our best case situation. But I'm saying, even if they come to us, Arthur, and they say the individuals that they're sending are just some immigration people, I would argue that the countries of Latin America, Africa, and the Caribbean that are participating in this process, we are then okaying our people being sent to other countries where they have no link with, or you end up with our people when the time is sent for we people. They're not sent here. They're going to be sent to some country where they didn't probably hear about from the day they're born.
Here's the case, Mose. Here's the case.
Yeah.
We have the situation recently where the young man Maine got murdered, right?
Yes.
We know that his brother went to the United States, or at least that was what is reported, that he's seeking asylum over there.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he may say, sending me back to Belize is not the best thing because I have people who want to kill me in Belize. So maybe they may send him to Uganda or somewhere, like what we're discussing here right now.
Yeah.
These immigration people from other countries that are going and seeking asylum are in the same boat. They may have had issues in their past that has motivated them to run, to seek asylum elsewhere. Now we are going to be bringing that energy to Belize, where persons who we don't know what they have done in their home country. And in this Abrego situation, he's from Salvador, man. We have so many Salvadorians here. We don't know what he did or who was after him or what. Until you bring him to Belize now, you're bringing that energy, that karma into Belize, where retaliation may occur because this person is known. And man, this is our small community, Papa. We have a lot of Salvadorians here. So we have to think not once, not twice, not three times before we bring one Salvadorian who has some kind of criminal past or some kind of tail behind into this society. We already have MS-13 here. They are here all over the country. So you bring in somebody from MS-13 or 18th Street gang down into Belize, you're going to create an atmosphere in Belize that we cannot handle.
Yeah.
I mean, we could not even legally handle Joseph. But now you want to bring somebody who has more sophisticated sophisticated tactics that Bodna has. Huh? Into Belize.
Before you go, Arthur.
Apart from the back from Donald Trump, what is it that we are getting out of this?
Before you go, I don't know if you heard my earlier comments, but I would like your take. I don't know. Again, I don't know if you heard the first part of the show. Did you? Hello?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
My brother, I didn't.
Yeah. So I kind of.
No, bro. I didn't hear it earlier.
Yeah. So I spent the first portion of the show simply articulating my reasons for signing on as director of XTV with my media colleagues at Channel 7 and Plus TV for surveillance footage to be shown. And I know that at least I saw that a lawyer, attorney, a friend, kind of was making the arguments that that this would not be very effective because we would compromise the case if all the video footage is shown. And I completely understand, under normal circumstances, that an investigation has to protect its material and do things in a very sequential way so that cases are not compromised when they go to the court. But we are now in this particular situation. If Jules Vasquez and Channel 7 are not able to put their hands on the video that they showed last week, this matter is a matter like so many others before, that we were in the middle of seeing our authorities put the baby to rest. They're very good at shooting the baby to sleep whenever we have a situation like this. And that where we are now is that you would be naive to the point of, I would say, like an incredible level of naivety to believe that now that video was put out by Channel 7, that there is still not going to be a commitment to see how the baby can be put to rest, and that this is an extraordinary situation, because you have a situation where there's a cloud of suspicion that sits over the only law enforcement institution that we have on the country. There is a cloud suspicion that goes all the way to Belmopan, to the highest office, and we lack a reputation or a tradition, and we lack the structure that is able to, in a way that gives the public confidence to deal with this, because we don't have a separation or investigative redundancies that operate outside of these realms of power. We've never cared to do it. We don't have the structures, and so now we find ourselves in our reality part. If we don't maintain pressure, this matter is going to be put to rest. And so this is not motivated by interest or self-interest as a media organization. It is motivated by the self-interest of you cannot allow a situation. This is now, put the matter of Mr. Budner to rest. He's in a jail cell. The Guatemalans have him for convictions. I know that you have. Yes. Go ahead, brother.
Mose, this one is not a baby that can be put to rest. This is a proverbial car baby. You pick up, it stick to you. This is how it catch the commissioner. The car baby stick on her. And by his own, it was his own doing. There was nothing preventing the commissioner from saying, listen, don't believe police officers are involved in this, but there's an investigation that we are conducting, and after the investigation is over, we will be able to answer your questions as to whether or not police were actually involved. But he didn't say that. He came 3 days after the event, and after police had already gotten the footage from the various government institutions, and deliberately stated to the public, no police involved in this. At the minimum, the Commissioner of Police needs to go, because his credibility cannot be rehabilitated. No, I do not agree with my learned friend. We have, for the most part, judge-alone trials in Belize when it comes to serious crimes. And judges are not influenced in that way because they are judicially trained and will address matters with a judicial mind and judicial reasoning. They will not be allowed, like the layman, to have emotions interplay with what they need to do in discharging their functions as judges. So I don't agree with her on that. All right, I believe the only proper thing to do to bring the public confidence from the very low that it is now to a manageable level is to release those tips and let the chips fall where they may. Because if they don't, now here's the thing, and this is the kick, and the Prime Minister needs to be very careful. Because if this release or this press conference or whatever he does is based on incomplete, shoddy investigative work, and he co-signs on it by bringing it to the public, he implicates himself in this whole process. This is not something he should have been doing. He should have left it either to the police minister or somebody under him. He should not touch this personally, and if he is listening, I would hope he changes his mind and don't do something personally. Let somebody else do that, man. You're putting yourself in a position where you're going to be implicated in something that you had, I don't know if you had anything to do with it, but you're certainly going to put yourself in a bad position, Mr. Prime Minister. Do not do it.
Yeah,
This is the proverbial target.
that's the problem of not having an agency that is able to sit outside of these mechanisms of power and hold them accountable when you have a situation like this, is that yes, we are not able to hold you accountable, but you are not able to get declared innocent. You remain forever under the cloud of suspicion. So our leaders have to understand that that's the dilemma. It's the dilemma of suspicion. You avoid accountability, but in the instances when, and again,
my understanding of this thing is that the police that we see on the video, Corporal Choco, has not been interviewed. My understanding of it is that the police from Arenal checkpoint has not been interviewed. So if these officers who were not a part of the direct abduction have not been interviewed, how can there be a complete investigation?
But that's the point that that's the point that we made. Until that video was shown on Channel 7, there was no investigation going on. You have to be naive to feel like there was an investigation going on. I will maintain that there was enough time between when the incident happened to when that video was released for there to have been an update coming from the police department to say they have had access to all this surveillance footage that nobody in the country has seen. And they have had access to the footage that was shown by Jules Vasquez on Channel 7. The only time this thing has been accelerated is when the video came into the public domain. Like, what part of that can't you understand? That it is only but they have had access to this video. The urgency being expressed is being expressed on a matter being publicly exposed, not because it was. What should have happened is that if we were living in a we would say, universe where things where things operate under normal laws of physics, when this video came out on Channel 7, there should have been a position taken by the police department is that, yes, we have that video, and as a result of that video, we have already, the Prime Minister has already been notified, and he has asked for this thing to be sent to him. But essentially what happened is that the position of the Prime Minister became urgent when the matter was put out into the public domain. If you feel that you are comfortable with us now locking the door and allowing the matter to be dealt with internally, that's going to create the best results, you are being utterly naive. Like, I don't see, like it's easy to try to say that, oh, the self-interest of the media is to try to get videos so we can create views on news, but understand this is bigger than that, and this is not to try to
thing was,
yeah.
When Farid Ahmad was murdered, it was not only rumored that police officers were involved. The police officer was charged, a police officer was eventually acquitted, another police officer was implicated. When Vivian Bilal Ramnareis was murdered, a police officer was charged, a police officer is presently incarcerated and facing trial. The only difference between those incidents and this one, well, the Ramnareis one was also caught on camera, I must say. But this one, the entire scenario has been captured. So now,
where would we be without that video, Arthur?
Opportunity to deal with this issue. We would be right where with Farid Ahmad.
We'll be right there.
The only reason Farid Ahmad went to court was because Farid had the presence of mind after being shot in the head. To crush that vehicle and trap Miss Brown inside it. If he did not do that, we would not know what happened to Farid Ahmad. This is the first best chance we have to deal with this problem of extrajudicial operations conducted by the police with the blessings of the superior command, of High Command, because no High Command has implicated itself, and we cannot say that High Command is not involved in this because of what the Commissioner himself has said. And the Commissioner must step aside while this investigation happens because he cannot investigate himself. He cannot be the head of the police while an investigation like this happens. Somebody has to be removed, suspended, moved out of the situation, and then have an investigation be done. When Maxwell Samuels was accused of immigration offenses, he was moved as minister. Yeah.
Before you go, Arthur, quickly, because I struggle with this. I feel that, and as a country we are struggling with this. When we speak about an independent investigation, which I call a generic term, because every investigation is supposed to be independent. It's supposed to be based on pursuit of facts, and whatever happens, whoever is responsible held accountable. But when we say it, we mean we don't want an investigation. You can't have an investigation where somebody that's under the cloud of suspicion be involved in the process of investigating it. And then we turn to some of the old faithfuls that have never worked, or maybe a Senate inquiry, or a commission of inquiry. We obviously have to make something that we've never cared to create. And what would be your thoughts on that?
Yes, Mose. I mean, listen, there is a need. There's a need for a sanctioning of a group of investigators under the DPP's office that would operate to investigate matters exclusively involving police and other official persons within the government. Because again, when the police are themselves implicated and we ask police to investigate them, we have to understand that there is a brotherhood. Because we have the PSP, Police Standard and Bureau, whatever they call the thing. But man, no complaint to that thing really results in anything. I have never seen from that PSB any major situation where a police has been dismissed for wrongdoing. If it is not a situation where one higher up have a personal beef with somebody lower down, and it's always the underling, a PC or a little corporal, nothing is really done. And this is the reason why we're having this thing continue to happen like this. But the DPP is a constitutional office. Under the DPP, you can have investigators if it is allowed. And by virtue of the purview of the DPP is to be the prosecutor of all criminal offenses conducted in the country, then it should be that a group of investigators be placed directly under that office for this purpose, that has no allegiance or requirement to answer to the commissioner, but answers to the DPP. But it is seen that the law would have to be amended to allow. But that is the only way I see this happening, in a way that would allow for people to have the confidence again that their rights under the Constitution, as it relates to having police not be able to do the things that they are doing, continue. The 13th Amendment cannot be brought into force with this kind of cloud hanging over the police. Because if you put a 13th Amendment in, they will not be, it's not going to be shuffled across. You're giving police carte blanche authority to hold on to anybody in a special area. I mean, we are looking to open, Pandora's box has been opened wide, and all the maladies are pouring out.
It's crazy, right? Surveillance footage cameras have become are really changing the game. Yeah, I mean, it's not completely changing the game, but you know, it's like what was once just rumors and sensational, hypothetical or theories, or you know, we know without the video footage, like this is a baby that was already falling asleep. Let us be honest, especially because of the you know, that's the reality of Mr. Budna's criminal record and everything. We already have a mixed public insofar as the interest in this matter. They feel like Mr. Budna is where he belongs, and yes, he is where he belongs according to what he did in Guatemala and has been convicted of. But there are two things that we have you would say to be concerned about. Yes, Mr. Budna's criminal past, but we should be damn sure be concerned about the level of criminal response to dealing with the Budna problem. But give thanks to the call, respect for the information and knowledge you've shared. Right. This is WB. We take a break. We'll be back.
Come to Banquet, find your way. Engines roar at the break of day. Volvo outboard, surf the waves. Castrol oil is what they crave. Live with power, feel the sound. Heavy machines shake the ground. Riding Honda, feeling proud. Rev it up and shout aloud. Feel the wind against your skins. Now so why, let's begin. At Banquet, where dreams ignite. Gear up, and let's take flight. Kohler's power runs our towns. JCB lifts heavy pounds. Find the tools to build your dreams. Banquip's got the best machines. Grip the wheel and never slip. Feel the rush, it's time to trip. Every brand you know and love. Banquip fits you like a glove. Feel the wind against your skins. Now so why, let's begin. At Banquip, where dreams ignite. Gear up, and let's take flight.
Banquip, equipment, parts, service. We represent quality.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized resources to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I can help right now. When I this daily? For 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
The biggest business event of the year is back and better than ever. The Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. Mark your calendars and join us on September 13th and 14th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. Don't miss your chance to explore hundreds of local businesses showcasing the very best in local products and services. From unbeatable deals and mouth-watering food and drinks to live entertainment that'll keep you moving. The Expo Belize Marketplace has it all. Whether you're shopping, discovering what's new on the market, or just enjoying the vibes, there's definitely something for everyone. So come on out and celebrate 29 years of Belizean innovation at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. See you there.
The countdown is on Belize City. Get ready for the annual 10th BRAM with your Belize City Council. Join us for a day of celebration with free treats for the kids, giveaways, and live entertainment by the Youth Connection Band, Coconut Boy, TR Shine, Meme Martinez, Sweet Pain Band 3.0, Chico Ramos, Firestarter Songs, and so much more. Save the date. Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Lord Rayburn Plaza, behind the Memorial Park. Let's bring out the entire city. This is truly a family affair you don't want to miss. Want to showcase your products? Reserve your booth today by calling 280-2308 extension 263 or WhatsApp at 673-9055. Your Belize City Council. Always vote the people.
23 minutes after 8 o'clock. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning, the 8th of September, 2025. Our telephone number is 280-5848. We say that because that's what we are trying to do, to get you on our phone, to discuss issues, to discuss your thoughts. Don't feel obligated in any way if you talk about what we talk about. We don't want there to preach. We want to have conversations. So please link with telephone number 280-5848. To people who got on social media, we find out. One thing with social media is that they got a lot of data pound, because that's their business. They know everything about once you go on a social media thing. And what we know, one of the things that we know, based on what social media give away, is that high percentage of you come and watch, but you no subscribe. And we want to subscribe. No wait till tomorrow. Remember, take no complications. Get on the phone. We were not supposed to get. They want you down, hunt you down. No, just subscribe. Krem, good morning, WB. WB, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Hello, good morning. Good morning. I don't know what's going on with the phone today. Hello.
Yes, hi, good morning. Good morning, Brother Mose. Are you hearing me?
Good morning, I'm hearing you, sir.
Yes, good morning, Belize. Definitely I'm enjoying the conversation this morning, Mose, and doing my own reflection as well in terms of this saga that has unfolded and continues to unfold. I think I want to touch on two things this morning, Mose. First is that I really just want to express my disappointment as a Belizean citizen towards the leadership of this country. And more so, I want to speak directly to the comments by the Minister of Police, National Security, Mose, last week, when after 2 weeks, he had the audacity to question one of the reporters about his integrity, but in the same sentence has the audacity to say he had not seen the tape after 2 weeks as Minister of National Security. I mean, these type of acts is what breeds greater mistrust and resentment towards politicians. The Prime Minister did it, and he did it. And I can say to them categorically that they have seen the original videos, because the original videos was picked up on Saturday morning. Copies of those were picked up on Saturday morning. And that's a fact. On Sunday, they came back and they took the DVRs. And
so which Saturday, hold on, Dean, hold on. This is the president of the Public Service Union, and you are saying something that, well, I have not heard. I don't know if you have said this elsewhere, but you are saying that you know that the videos.
No, I'm getting a bit.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with the phone, but go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, I guess there's a gap between the conversation. But I've not said this before. But I'm getting very, very further disappointed and frustrated by this investigation, because when the leadership of this country that is tasked to upholding the constitutional rights of every single citizen will continue to clearly play a part to mislead the Belizean public, man, it is really disappointing. And so I'm saying they got copies of those original footages on Saturday. And so all of them, especially based on the security briefing that has now also come to light, we know that not only the Prime Minister, but the Deputy Prime Minister must be briefed. They must be briefed. Right? And so it is really disappointing, man, when I see this, the collusion ring just getting bigger and bigger. And I want to play devil's advocate this morning, because does the media or does the Belizean people have any intention to call not only the Minister of Finance but the Financial Secretary accountable for those video footages that have gone missing from the Treasury Department? From the library, what is the role, or how will we hold the CEO in the Ministry of Education accountable? Because public officers work in these offices. When you look at Social Security, what role did the acting CEO in Social Security play in releasing those footages? The Lands Department, the CEO in the Ministry of Natural Resources, the release of those DVRs had to be vetoed by the CEOs, the HODs. And so it is important that we also hold them accountable to ensure that they hold the police department accountable for tampering with assets of the state. In the state of Social Security, then there are we contributions money. How do you just go and tamper with assets? So whosoever in the police department erase those DVRs, which are personal properties of respective ministries and statutory bodies in the case of library and Social Security, the board of directors must hold the police department accountable because they had no authority to tamper with those DVRs.
So,
and so I think that's another angle that I'm looking at, that we now have to hold the leadership of those organizations accountable as well.
Dean, are you
if they don't hold the police department accountable for tampering.
Dean, hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing Mose.
Yeah, listen to me through the phone rather than listen to me.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, so
I'm hearing you.
So you are saying, because this is now.
Yes, I'm actually listening to you through the phone, actually.
All right, so this is breaking for me. I don't know if this has been put out elsewhere, but you are saying that the police erased video footage from the DVRs of the Social Security building. Hello?
I'm speaking about all the buildings, all the public buildings.
They were erased?
Yes. I don't know what's happening. You're not hearing me?
Yeah, there's a delay. The DVRs have been...
Yes, they returned the DVRs. Oh, sorry. Yes, they were returned 1 week after, fully erased. Fully erased. And I am saying that's another criminal charge that should be brought on the leadership of the police department or whosoever in that IT department did that.
Yeah, they don't have any, again, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but they can hold on to it and say this is a part of an investigation or get copies, but they don't have the authority to erase off footage that does not belong to them. For what basis do you erase the...
Thank you.
For what basis? Like, why like that?
This is the craziness. This is the craziness that we have to deal with this leadership. And like I said, I am not surprised. I'm not surprised by the action of the police department and the leadership there, because this is the same gentleman who caused some serious allegations against my name publicly, and the public did not hold him accountable either. So I'm hoping that this time around, given that there are serious cover-up beyond the police department, it would appear, given the statements from the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security and other ministers who refuse to comment on the matter, it is clearly that this thing has the collusion, it makes you wonder how far this collusion they go. And that's why I will end by saying that Belizeans need to take to the streets against that 13th amendment if it is brought, as Brother Arthur has said, that we have to reject that. That's supposed to be shut down. And the only thing I want to hear from the Prime Minister today is the announcement of a new Commissioner of Police, the immediate placement on administrative leave of the current commissioner, and for criminal charges to be brought against a slew of officers who were involved in this investigation, from those who picked up those tapes, erased those DVRs, and who participated in the illegal abduction of a Belizean citizen. But at this thing, we need transparency, and I'm hoping that we will get that, because if that does not occur, then I want to say to the Belizean people, when more of us continue to go missing, do not come on the TV and cry, because you all are sitting back and allowing this to happen to the children of other people. So I will end there, Mose. I'm very upset this morning about after the recap of the news on Friday from these politicians, and I wish Belize the best, man, but we have a lot of work to do.
All right. Dean Flowers, President of the Public Service Union. We take a break and come back.
The biggest business event of the year is back and better than ever. The Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. Mark your calendars and join us on September 13th and 14th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. Don't miss your chance to explore hundreds of local businesses showcasing the very best in local products and services. From unbeatable deals and mouth-watering food and drinks to live entertainment that'll keep you moving. The Expo Belize Marketplace has it all. Whether you're shopping, discovering what's new on the market, or just enjoying the vibes, there's definitely something for everyone. So come on out and celebrate 29 years of Belizean innovation at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. See you there.
Every moment matter with your credit card. More transactions, more chances to win cash back. You can be one of 4 monthly winners. Get a chance to win cash back with every purchase of $100 or more. For more information, visit www.atlabank.com. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
To the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde is in the house with you on this Monday morning, September 8th, 2025. Telephone number 280-5848. And I believe that the information shared just now by the President of the Public Service Union to be very, very, very serious. Essentially, a couple of the government offices, government-related bodies are within the proximity of where Mr. Budna was kidnapped. And so they make up a part of the collection of videos that we have asked to be released. And what Dean just shared is that these DVR machines and tapes were taken by the police and were returned erased. That is very serious. Krem, good morning, WB. We're really having a problem with a delay on the phone. I don't know why that is. Hello? 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 All right. Having just a bit of problem here with the phone line. Again, for those who were, let me try this call again. Kreb, good morning. Hello? Hello? All right. Hello? Hello? All right. I can't be here. The hello, and nobody to talk to me. The problem is always then now we're showing that there is no service. So the phone is kind of acting up. We'll have to try to work on that. So again, our position was that, okay, a caller, you need to just, when you get on, just start talking, because I'm not hearing anything from you, and I will not answer this call again if you don't, if I'm here. Hello? All right. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this phone. So, just a kind of a recap. We had this major release of the video last week Wednesday by Jules Vasquez on Channel 7. And in response to that, we are told by our Prime Minister and the Minister for the Police, well, the Prime Minister has declared that the report on this investigation has to be given to him immediately or within a day or something like that, and that starts to happen. So the video is released, and there is all of this public assurance that this matter is being taken seriously. The President of the Public Service Union has gone on the record here, is on our phone, but that's on the record, to say that what we have here is video surveillance tampering by the police department. And before we knew this, we said earlier, let me see if this, the callers, I have to apologize, but it's not that I want to ignore you, it's just that I'm not hearing you. Krem, good morning. All right, that's not happening. So you have a situation where, in my view, if you are running the investigation, when the incident happens, it's now, the clock is ticking on the police department. Automatically, one of the matters of highest priority, because it's 2025, surveillance footage has become a critical component to investigations. So you don't have to be trained in detective work, trained to do investigations to know right now in 2025 something has happened. The first thing you want to do is secure surveillance footage. Remember now, surveillance footage is not only as it relates right now to where the abduction took place. Surveillance footage can be used all the way along the potential route of this kidnapping. But the ones that are in the immediate proximity of where the kidnapping happened, of course, those would be immediately high priority. Any investigator, detective, officer who is in charge of this investigation, who is about doing this work, is going to immediately secure, because you can't wait and run the risk that these officers erase the tapes. The DVR belongs to them, and periodically, because of space, you do cleaning up. So you can't run the risk. The first matter of business, you want to hold those to get that information. But those tapes are the property of those offices, those the agencies that are housed in those buildings. Those DVRs do not belong to the police department. They will utilize them in their investigation, but they have no right. They have no right, and it serves no purpose unless you're trying to control the information. So what we have been told is that these tapes were secured, and then the DVRs were returned, erased. We've been told that. We want to put that we've been reliably told that by the president of the Public Service Union. Remember that several of these entities have public servants who come under the Public Service Union. So that is why Mr. Flowers, as the president of the Public Service Union, is able to speak categorically that this is what transpired. This is very serious. Absolutely serious. If that is what has happened. And again, going back to what we said earlier, but we have to. We said trying to get those tapes into the public domain is not a self-serving act on the part of the media houses that have signed on to that. Absolutely not. It is understanding how limited we are when we find ourselves in a situation where those who are suspected to be involved or connected to those who are suspected are the ones tasked with investigating and looking into a matter, when they had enough time to know that these tapes were to be secured and that information to be very instrumental and should have been used already to create the sense of urgency that that one videotape was able to achieve Wednesday. That is the point. We take a break, we come back.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer Grey air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Monday morning, 8th September 2025. It's a morning where you just have to look at everything that's happening and realize that sometimes the cover-up of a thing becomes worse than a thing. That happens sometimes. And if this is what is happening again, the claim made by President Dean Flores of the Public Service Union that this is what the police has done, that they have erased the tapes. Again, even if they have the copies, which I would at this point assume that they do, but what that means is that the public will never be able to know that they have seen the original footage. That's what it means. Understand this. Even if they have secured for themselves, for the investigation, and let us assume they're doing everything that they're supposed to do, the erasing of the tapes, the only purpose that that can serve is to try to make sure that that doesn't go out to the public. So if the tapes have been erased, it's against you, at the very least. Bad, terrible, incomprehensible, the level of that betrayal, if that is what has been done. The extent that you're going to say, we do not want this to end up in public view, and you still want to lament the fact that the media houses that signed on wanted this information to be shared. At this point in time, we're going to close the shop for today. Hope you have a great Monday. If I'm strong enough, I will try to make it tomorrow morning. As you know, I've told you earlier on, I'm fighting a flu bug. I think it's going around. It's a very heavy one. Medicated up to be able to get through the show, and give thanks I've made it through. Give thanks to the people who called in and contributed and made the work a little lighter. And of course to the team behind the scene here, Larry G at Creme Radio and up at XTV, a team that has worked hard over the weekend and take a lick and then still turn on the machine when if it turn on this morning. Respect is due. They worked Carnival, they did Martin's Fest. Big respect to everybody who make Martin's Fest possible. We obviously the CEO of Martin's Fest was unavailable for comment this morning. Like the man popped down. I know the man had only a partial voice remaining last night. Maybe we'll hear from the man tomorrow morning. But congratulations, Brick. Congratulations, Martins. Congratulations to all the performers, and especially and mostly to the people who gathered with the vibes, the energy, and really again demonstrated to the world community spirit of the highest level. Cliff, up at XTV, Alexi, Bilal directing this morning. Give thanks. As always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
Wake up, believe, wake up, believe. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize, voice our opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes.